and welcome to another monthly favorites video. Naturally, this one's going to be a very fall coded type of video, and we're going to look at pieces from fashion category. We're also going to look at handbags, obviously, on this channel. There's perfume, jewelry, makeup, and a lot of other little bits and bobs that I've been loving for the past month. I actually ordered all of these pieces from Fabrique at the beginning of fall in order to give my wardrobe a little bit of an autumnal refresh. What's actually interesting about this brand is that they partner up with designers in order to create their limited edition collections. And these are all people that have worked for really prestigious houses like Louis Vuitton, Hermès, Bottega Veneta, Prada, Miu Miu, you name it, they've done it. This was the first piece that got this whole haul started. It was designed by Valeria Masai, who was the leather goods director at Bottega Veneta. She also worked for Prada, Miu Miu, Dior. It's a double flap handbag. I picked mine, surprise, surprise, on the dark chocolate, super soft to the touch, no book leather. We also find the yellow gold hardware on the forefeet at the bottom, and because the bag is also in no book leather on the bottom, it's going to help to not get it ruined. I would say this bag is a little bit of a chameleon because you can hold it over your shoulder with this type of strap, and as you know, I've been obsessed with shoulder bags for the fall season, but you can also wear it with a strap over your shoulder, you can wear it crossbody, and you can add a second strap and then wear it as a backpack. If I'm really honest, the reason this bag caught my attention initially was because of its name. It's called the Rialto because that's the bridge in Venice where it's inspired in. It happens to be the place where my husband and I exchanged our wedding bands, and being the big romantic that I am, I was like, well, that might be a little sign to treat myself to a new bag. This is the Duomo handbag, inspired in the Duomo in Milan, another city I absolutely adore in Italy. Once again, we're gonna find that very minimal yellow gold hardware in it. The interior is fully lined in, surprise, surprise again, brown. It also comes with forefeet on the bottom, and it's in full grain leather. There is a magnetic closure on the top, which makes it a little bit safer for walking around in Paris. And then there's also this back pocket, also with a magnetic closure. It's going to be one of those if you know type of handbags, very sober design, which is honestly what I'm always very much drawn to. Now, from their clothing department, I fell in love with a couple of pieces, like the dress I'm wearing today or this trench coat designed by Mariana Catapreta, who's actually the former senior women's wear designer for Calvin Klein. I feel like her pieces are timeless classics that have character and still a very elegant kind of street style to them. This is the Tilda faux suede trench, and I particularly love that it's a super long piece because I feel like it stylizes my silhouette. I can also remove the little military straps that it comes with on the shoulders. Because the fabric is just so supple, it's going to be a little bit more comfortable to wear than your classic trench fabrics. Also, the buttons on it are custom-made horn pieces that are just going to add that very lovely kind of handmade touch and special touch to the piece. Another piece I've been wearing non-stop has been the Irene jacket. This is a vintage vegan leather type of vibe. It was designed by a duo of designers that are called Alisa and Julia Ruben. It totally brings those cool girl city vibes to any outfit. I've particularly been loving to style it over my Pilates outfit. City girl, off-duty vibes. In regards to its construction, it's just beautifully tailored, and it's gonna have a little bit of a boxy kind of structure, but it's still really, really supple. So it kind of has that relaxed vibe to it. The fabric's also been treated to have a very lovely kind of washed finish to it. The buttons on it are actually in silver, and normally the handbag I wear for Pilates has silver accessories, so I feel like this just makes it all blend in together very, very nicely. I also got two other jackets from them that you might have seen me style on my 30 days for autumn styling videos or on some of my other vlogs, because I've been genuinely loving all of these pieces. Now, I did request some discount codes from them, so I've put them on the screen in here, and I'll also make sure to leave them on the comment section down below in case you want to snatch any of these limited edition pieces yourself as well. It's no surprise I love a good Pilates reformer class, but this fall there's been something that's made me particularly fall in love again with this discipline. I never really stopped practicing, and it might have been just the back to school vibes, the kind of like glow up, back to work vibes that we get injected with during September. Or maybe it was the cozy vibes, I don't know. But in any case, I've been loving to practice Pilates so much, particularly Pilates Reformer, as I've always loved, but also I've discovered Barre Pilates, which is a blend, and I've been doing this at a studio that's a little bit far away from where I'm based in Paris, but honestly, I don't care. I'll go from one end to the other in Paris if that means getting in a good workout. So I feel like mentioning the studio and its instructors has to be one of my favorites for the autumnal season. I've been wanting one of the Hourglass limited edition holiday collection palettes for years now. And this season, I finally got my hands in one of them. It was actually because husband was in Manchester recently and he bought it in Selfridges for me. And I'm so happy with this. I didn't know a palette could bring so much happiness to me. But honestly, can we appreciate the color palette in there? It is just exquisite. This is going to be the Swan. They come out with this gorgeous limited edition illustrated palettes every year, and mine is going to be the Swan because it's the one for medium skin, but you also have one for fair skin and now one for darker skin. Now you can go for whichever you want as long as you like the colors inside. I particularly liked the Swan and the medium colors, so that was a perfect match. It's quite complete. It comes with a finishing powder right here in dim light. Then in the middle on the top, you're gonna have the highlighter. This is in golden hour. Then you have a bronzer, natural bronze, and it's actually what I'm wearing today, the highlight and the bronzer. And then for blush today, I have this one right here, which is going to be the Mauve Fusion. And then you also have a Sunset Flush and a blush in Luminous Coral, which I think is going to be a really lovely shade for the spring summer. But now for autumn winter, this is the blush I've been loving, the Mauve Fusion one. I feel like it's just perfect for this time of the year. Something else from the makeup department that I want to share with you is my go-to lip combo, which is not what I'm wearing today. Today it's actually quite cloudy and gloomy and very autumnal in good Parisian weather. So I've gone for this other one. This is Catwalking by Charlotte Tilbury, and it's just going to be a lovely sort of beigey, rosy matte, which I really like for days like today. But the actual go-to that I've been using almost on a daily basis has been this trio right here. This is going to be the liner, which is also what I have today, and it's by Swede. It's one of those dual-ended type of liners, the actual pencil on one end, and then on the other side you're just going to have one of those little brushes that helps you blend it in. I particularly use the brush whenever I'm traveling, or if I have this just on my handbag and I'm doing a little touch up. But when I'm doing it at home, I'll actually blend the edges with another kind of like fluffier brush. And then for the actual lip color, the one I've been loving has been this one from Chanel. Now you're not going to see it from there, but that is the color. And yes, I've been picking it up with a brush because it's literally on its last leg. Alternatively, I'll use another one, which is a custom shade by Baton Rouge. It's a place here, it's an atelier in Paris where they'll custom make your favorite lipstick shades. It's just a really fun place. They'll do it in front of you, and I think I have a vlog actually. So if I do still have it, I'll link it up here somewhere so you can see how the process goes with them. But yeah, in any case, if not, this one will cut it. And then for gloss, what I've been loving has been this one by Rare Beauty. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, a perfect shade with a little bit of a golden shimmer to it. It's called Spark, and it's very browny, muted, and yet there's kind of like a golden undertone to it, which I'm super into lately. Another bag I've been loving to wear has been this one. This is my Hermes Kelly Elan, and somehow it feels like a new handbag. The reason for that is that, well, the ones that have been around in here will remember when I got this bag last year, or was it the year before? I just very, very briefly wore it and there was a defect on it, and so it had to be sent to the spa to get repaired. And so it stayed there for a couple of months. So basically it's been like having a new handbag altogether. It comes also with a detachable strap that I don't have here with me. I was actually wearing this bag the other day and I took it out because I was wearing it as a clutch. You can attach a little strap to it in there, and yeah, it's just gonna be a really comfortable. I absolutely love it. It's in a beautiful kind of brown Madame leather, and it's got yellow gold hardware in it. Really, really nice piece to travel with since it doesn't occupy much space. And it's quite versatile because it comes with that shoulder strap. And like I said, I've been loving shoulder bags this season. So very handy that she got repaired right in time for autumn. Have a couple of fragrances in here that I want to talk to you about. However, I know, I still owe you a best fragrances or favorite fragrances for autumn winter season. Now, these are the ones that I've actually been wearing the last couple of months, but I will make sure to include something very fragrance coded on a following vlog or video, something like that, so I can go a little bit more in depth into a lot of my favorite fragrances for the colder months. First off, I have to talk about the latest launch by BDK Parfums, Vanille Caviar. This is a fragrance in which they explore vanilla in quite an unexpected way. Not too classy, sweet and saturating accords, but more of a sparkling, refined approach to it, I would say. There's blackcurrant in it, there's cardamom, and there's also going to be a labdanum base, which honestly I absolutely love. That's the oriental roots on me, which I think they also give it a sort of mysterious, exotic vibe to it. I love that. And then obviously the star of the show in here is going to be the Madagascar vanilla that they've worked with. Oh, this is just sublime. My husband also really liked it, so he's also been wearing it. Even if the bottle is clearly labeled Pia, and the reason for that is because they very kindly invited me to the launch of this fragrance. Like, picture Parisian sexy candlelit dinner in a hotel. Those were the vibes. It was a lovely, lovely soiree. I was there with the founder of the brand, David, and we discussed the fragrance. And during the party, they were having an engraving service for the bottle, which honestly, I'm obsessed with. Anything personalized, it's like, yes, please, I'm in for it. Also, how cute will this look sitting on the wooden vanity? This belongs to the Matière collection, which is kind of like your primary raw materials type of collection. And from that one, I'm obsessed with Velvet Tonka. I've been wearing it for a couple of years now, and it's a fragrance I really, really love. Another fragrance I've been loving, and I always come back to this time of the year, is Ambre Narguilé. This is a fragrance by Hermès, and it belongs to Les Exceptionnels, Essentiels. Can't quite remember what it's called, but it's basically their higher end kind of haute parfumerie type of selection of fragrances that they propose. And it's got a very dark, sensual, mysterious, a little hint of oriental vibe to it, which I'm very, very fond of. But if you want to hear more about it, I actually went a lot more in detail on my top 10 luxury purchases video, which if you haven't watched just yet, I'll make sure to leave linked up here somewhere for you. Jewelry wise, there's a couple of pieces that I've been wearing non-stop this autumn, starting off by these earrings. These ones are going to be by Missoma. They've got a lovely kind of vintage vibe to them, and because they're quite large and the light hits it in a very lovely way in the rigid type of surface, I feel like they always add quite a bit of light to the face whenever I'm wearing them. Another piece I've been wearing a lot has to be this necklace in here. This one's also by Missoma, and it was a gift from my husband, and I absolutely love it. You might remember this piece from the Barbie movie. Margot Robbie, when she was playing Barbie, she was actually wearing this very same necklace, and I fell in love with it during that movie, and then husband got it for me. I think it's just such a cute reminder of love, and I've been in a very lovey-dovey mood this season, so I've been wearing this heart necklace quite a lot. Up next, we've got a piece for which I might have had to make a separate category, but technically this is actually a jewelry piece as well. So I guess it fits in this category. Now, what I'm talking about is my Ultra Human Ring Air, which is basically a ring that connects to my phone, and it's going to monitor many parameters such as my daily movement, my sleep, my body temperature, my heart rate, as well as a whole variety of other things. It basically connects to the Ultra Human app on my phone. I just charge it maybe once a week or something like that. And every day I'm just gonna have a very quick little read through all of that information in order to help me keep myself in check when it comes to living a painless life, not taking any traditional medicine while dealing with endometriosis. And I do have the yellow gold version of it as well, but this summer I treated myself to rose gold version of it. I worked with them like maybe 2 years ago, so I might still have an active discount for it. If I do, I'll make sure to leave it linked below for you. But yeah, this has been an absolute game changer when it comes to, like I was saying, keeping myself in check with life with this disease and not taking any sort of traditional medicine for it. Now I say traditional, but I do take supplements, which brings me to my next point. I may not take medicine or hormones when it comes to dealing in a very holistic approach with the disease, but I do follow a very, very thorough type of approach towards it. And one of the things I'll do religiously is take these 3 supplements in here. They're by a brand called Essentials, and you don't really have to have endometriosis to take them. Like, they'll target a lot of different things. My husband takes the For Him supplements when it comes to the vitamins. He also takes some for energy and like deep sleep. And what I've done is basically build myself a little combination of supplements that's going to help me with my disease. And ever since taking them, I've seen extreme changes in my body and the way I feel, the way I experience life with this disease. So I feel like these ones, as long as they don't change the formula and touch wood, everything continues to be the same way it is, are always going to be favorites when it comes to my life. In the mornings, I take the Smart Vitamins and the Balance Me, which are these ones right here. The Smart Vitamins, let me show you what they look like. It's got a very interesting sort of build. It's a dual release type of capsule, which is going to help the vitamins that need to be absorbed at a certain area, let's say in your digestive tract, be released at the moment when they need to be released. But yeah, like I was saying, you don't really have to have endometriosis to take these ones. They're gonna have vitamins D, K, and E. There's also folic acid in there. There's vitamin B12. There's omega-3, amongst other things. And I personally like to combine this one in the morning with the Balance Me pills. Now, these ones in here are for mental and hormonal kind of vitality, and I take this one to help me regulate my hormones, once again in a natural type of way. So there's going to be rhodiola extract in there. There's also going to be some maca extract. There's vitamin B5, vitamin B6, and some magnesium in it, which with all the sports I do comes in really handy. And then the third step on this whole supplements routine is going to be this one. This is the Detox Boost, and it's something I'll take 1 hour. I'm showing you that I see the actual pill. It's something I'm going to take 1 hour before going to bed. And what I particularly like this one for is because it's going to help cleanse my liver. And a cleansed liver is basically the first step towards having a nice sort of neutral relationship with your endometriosis, because a cleansed liver means that we are not going to have excess estrogen laying around in our body. And endometriosis is a disease that's related to estrogen. And I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent in here. I can definitely do a video that's dives in a little bit more in depth with all of the other steps that I take dealing with this disease and having reached a completely painless life. But spoiler alert, it took a surgery and years of research and trial and error in order to reach where I am today. They were created by a scientist, and her book is actually a really good read, like if you're into this type of subjects. I think it only comes in French, but it is such a good read if you're into the whole detoxing your liver type of thing. Now, talking about great reads, let's talk about the Shopaholic series. This is not the actual book, this is just my Kindle because it's where I've been reading it. And now let me tell you something. I've switched up my nighttime reads routine. I used to go for something on the science department, the bettering myself type of this department with, you know, atomic habits and that type of vibe. I used to go for investment, financial type of things, and just anything that would help me improve myself, improve my business, personal, intellectual, nerdy type of vibes. And then on holiday, I always go for like romantic, dreamy, and girly type of books, you know, like your Daniel Steele's and Sophie Kinsella, that type of vibe. However, this particular fall, I find myself reading a lot more of those girly type of books right before going to bed. And honestly, I've been loving it. I feel like it makes my mind stay a lot more calm and I have deeper sleep, which I've actually proven to see because of my ring gear. So yeah, I've just been really enjoying the more girly type of reads. And the actual series that I've been really enjoying has been the Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella. I finished the third one just a couple of days ago. And yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It's just a very light-hearted type of read, something for, you know, the girlies that enjoy fashion and the adventures of Rebecca Bloomwood or Becky Bloomwood. And yes, the actual movie was based off of this book series. So that's the vibe for it if you've watched that movie. But yeah, overall, I just find that ending the day on a positive, light-hearted note with a lovely sort of girly, ladylike type of read has been doing wonders for my sleep and just my overall mood. So yeah, I've been really enjoying to switch things up for a little while lately. All right, you guys, that will be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're not done, you know the drill already. I'll leave you 2 more in here and then you can binge a little bit more and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!